So, for those of you who don't know there, I'm trying to nip this in the bud early. A video came out today that said some slanderous things. And it's got my whole family in an uproar because most of it's purity lies. And this is the guy that's going to be in the video.
And I will say this as well before we start. This was a 4-hour long conversation that I did not agree to recording. And they asked me specific questions about topics from Jordy, PKA, to other people that were in the YouTube community. So a lot of this stuff that's said and clipped out in this very video was stuff that was nothing to do with Jordy at all. So that being said, we'll continue.
Taylor doesn't want to be recorded, so my mother's going to call.
Right.
It's probably best because Taylor's mad.
Right.
Hey, you're being recorded right now, Mama. So
no, I ain't talking to you. I ain't getting on that shit.
He's right here. You gotta talk to him.
No, I'm getting recorded. All I know is Aaron needs to straighten it out.
I'm attempting
All these lies needs to be straightened out right now.
I'm attempting to. They clipped a whole bunch of things that were said over 4 hours out of context to make this video.
Yeah, but I'm not getting trolled. I'm sick of this internet shit.
I am too. And I apologize if this shit caused anybody any problems. I apologize. So, I want to let you know that.
Majority y'all, that come up between y'all. Y'all need to tell it.
We are.
So, Mama, well, I got you here. Did I move to my grandparents because I diddled Taylor?
No.
Yeah, no. Exactly. No. That's what I'm saying. They took all of this shit and clipped it out of context.
The rumors about because there was rumors going around through the family about possible sexual assault on his sister.
What, say it again, Wings?
Don't feel ashamed if you got a jerky shit to your sister.
He had either said, I believe that he said something extremely inappropriate. And when he was called on it when she confronted him about what he had said, he said that he didn't care what he said because...
Now, this was a completely different person I was talking about in the conversation. Because they were trying to bring up that age of consent, and they knew that he had a younger sister, and they were trying to say all this stuff about him with this molesting his sister, supposedly, or whatever the hell they wanted to try and spin there. And what I was talking about was another fellow that I know, James, that legitimately had problems with that same issue. They put my words in sentences all mashed up together to make this shit video.
Have I ever been inappropriate with any underage girls in your eyes?
No, never.
That's what I'm saying.
And Taylor's never come on and wanted Aaron to leave his wife either.
No.
It's a bunch of lies.
It is.
I just got off the phone with your mom, Aaron.
I know. She talked to me.
Yeah.
She talked to me. I told her, I was like, this shit was... Somebody reached out to me trying to pay me to spy on Jordy. I told them I didn't want to. I ended up in a conversation with 4 other people on the phone that day, and they asked me all kinds of stuff for 4 hours, and 90% of it wasn't even Jordy that they were talking about. And they edited all of this words together on these videos to make it seem like I came out and was exposing Jordy for some bullcrap, when the whole conversation was me telling them I didn't want to take money to spy on somebody because he's a friend of the family. I even said explicitly when they first got on the phone with me, I was like, I don't want to be part of no videos. I don't want to be involved with none of this. Period. Period.
What video I saw, you were telling them as you got older, found out all that was true, that Jordy, you started staying away from Jordy. They changed your words on that too?
I mean, no, what that was the shit that happened at Domino's. And that had nothing to do with Jordy. That was the manager at Domino's. That had nothing to do with Jordy. I I stayed away from Jordy because I was away from Jordy. I lived in New York and North Carolina and Missouri. I mean, just wasn't freaking here. I told them that on the phone.
What about the thing with Taylor? Leave your wife when she was underage.
That was, I never said nothing about her trying to get me to leave my wife. That was a whole other person I was talking about. That was a girl named Jessica from New York.
How about Miranda?
Miranda?
Miranda said you told her dad at the store that Taylor wanted you to leave your wife.
No. No. Never said nothing like that.
Oh, Mama, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Hey, y'all need to stop putting your family on the internet.
I wasn't trying to. I woke up to this.
Oh, don't talk about me on the internet.
All right, bye, Mama.
Like I said, it's a whole bunch of bullshit. This is the main reason why I told them that I didn't want to be involved in this. I told them, me and my family's friends as a family with them. I don't want none of this crap to be out on the freaking internet. I've been trying to defend Jordy since I've been on the freaking internet on YouTube. I've got hundreds of comments that you can read on YouTube where I've went and defended him, even in other people's videos. And they do this to me because they offered to pay me money to spy on the dude, try and catch incriminated stuff about him, and I fucking told them I wouldn't. This is bullying and harassment is what the hell it is. And this ain't done anything to Jordy. It's just a fucking inconvenience.
This is more than inconvenience.
Having the fucking family bullshit in here.
Even with this video going out there, I don't want to say stuff. They can use the content that they created to do other things,
right?
Because
that's why I said
people are a fresh canvas and they're impressionable. I'm sorry. Impressionable.
And this is only part one of the video, so I can only imagine the other bullshit they probably got clipped up to fucking put out for the next one. That's why I've said I would come and say what I had to say to you, because I mean, I haven't never, dude. Even when I talked, we haven't even
got to the wife stuff yet.
Yeah.
No. Well, how you said, where you think Kelly said I smelled and she didn't like being with me.
Right.
And it was some fucking straight up inappropriate shit to be saying about your 13-year-old sister. When Kenneth went overseas,
I can't hear it.
His sister reached out to me, and she was very young, and I was like, no thank you, and I stopped fucking going around, you know what I'm saying?
I mentioned it right there.
So
that was when they asked me about
around that time is whenever all of that shit happened. It was right before that Jordy got booted to his grandmother's house over whatever the fuck happened there, you know what I'm saying? Nobody confirms or denies what the real reason behind it was, but my mother, who's his mother's best friend.
The way the video made it sound is I did something to my younger sister
and got booted from the house. I listened to the video when you sent it to me.
Yeah,
it's all.
That's not true at all.
No,
like I started living with my grandparents at the age of 5.
Well, you were with your mom.
I started living with my grandparents at the age of 5. Like when you came over to play Mortal Kombat, we were at my grandparents' house.
I didn't recall because I said it was a long ass freaking time ago. So
I've been living with my grandparents since 5 because my mother had me when she was really young.
Right.
And she kind of like passed time between my mother and my grandparents, and I ended up liking being with my grandparents more.
Gotcha.
So they just let me stay with my grandparents. But you see how bad that sounds,
yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Oh yeah. When I watched the video, I was fucking mortified. I'm like, this is a fucking hatchet job.
So let me ask you this question: why did you agree to speak with these people anyway?
It wasn't necessarily an agreement to speak with them. They offered me money to come over here with a video camera and all kinds of stuff, and I told them I wasn't absolutely comfortable with that.
But you agreed to sit 4 hours and talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like that. It was just 4 people in there, and they were talking with me about all kinds of different shit. It wasn't, like I said, maybe an hour and a half of the whole 4-hour conversation was even about you or regarding you. And it was just, you know what I'm saying? They asked me these questions, and I know why now, because they were trying to get me to fall into some type of bullcrap.
That's the way
He
I heard it.
supposedly made a
Right.
deal with her that if she married him, he had
Again,
some property to give.
Never
All
been
right,
like
This
that.
is
kind
the
of
part about
like
the
bait
wife
and
here.
switch. He didn't have shit to give, but he kind of led her to believe he did. And now they're just stuck in this like,
All right, so
well, even if I divorce him, I
you
won't
can
get
stop it
shit.
now.
And
All right, so this was a scenario brought up by them. They said, well, do you think that Wings' wife married him for his property or for his money or for this or for that, or that he did the other? And I was spinning on what they were saying. They said this, and this, and I was like, well, any scenario in this situation could, you know, I mean, any hypothetical could fit if you don't have any fucking knowledge of what actually is going on. So I gave my hypothetical on the shit too. Like I said, it was in conversation. This shit shouldn't have been mallyhacked and put on the freaking internet. It's dumb shit, bro. And to you, Jordy, if this shit causes any ill will between you and your
I don't
wife,
know what was
it's
said about
not my intentions.
It's
Talking about her marrying you for the property or whatever.
like, how did that even come up?
They were spinballing a whole bunch of shit, saying that she married, that you and her got together for benefits, or she got with you because she thought you might get some of your property if it was an early divorce. There was a bunch of shit that they were saying, and I was like, really, I don't personally know, because I really don't. I haven't seen you guys since y'all got married, besides for bumping into you at fucking Walmart. So I spinballed, you know, I said, if you guys are spinballing hypotheticals, I mean, that makes just as much sense as fucking anything else if you don't know what the hell's actually going on.
So, without propagation, you told people that actively been trying to ruin my life for 5 years, that I married my wife. I got my wife to marry me by promising her land, and in return for health insurance.
I mean, I could see how it sounds out of context. It wasn't like I was trying to fucking put this shit out here on you or anything. It was just
So
said
what
in
land have I
conversation.
given her?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. In hypothetical situations, being what they are, if you don't know the fucking facts, it is what it is. It's just a hypothetical. They took this shit and clipped it all the hell out of context.
and she's heavy trolling on the
Wait a little
dude.
bit
She's
more.
heavy trolling him, like all the time. I bumped into her at Walmart one time, and she went on a 20-minute tirade about how he's a fucking disgusting pig, and he stinks, and when he sleeps, he fucking snores, and how uncomfortable it is fucking living with the guy. Like, I was like, why in the fuck are you married? I'd say it's about mutual. I feel like the marriage was to get at each other. Really, he also wants a little bit of a tax break, because if he's married and his wife's there as a burden, he can claim more tax money. Yeah, oh yeah. All she has to do is do a basic 9 to 5 for 25 hours, and he can just piggyback off her health insurance. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, he doesn't do anything that wouldn't benefit him. I was asking him, I was like, hey, what you been into?
And you can tell throughout that whole entire thing that this shit was all clipped up together. It, like I said, man, is when you hear it like this, put out there like this. I mean, what am I supposed to say to this?
I can tell you right now, this clip is very convincing. That's why I jumped on this so quickly. Because, like, I'm not a professional editor by any means, but I've been editing video for 14 years.
But they got this,
and I can hear video edits and audio and things like that. And I only caught 2.
Yeah.
So, like, they clipped this
Well,
together very, very good.
The first part about
so let me ask you
meeting
this.
at Walmart,
I
did say that. I was trying to be funny with these guys. Like I said,
Before you address that, let me ask you this. When did this meeting happen?
about 3 months ago. And it
Can
wasn't
you give me
really
a date?
meeting. It wasn't really a meeting. No,
I mean,
can't.
4 hours
No,
is a meeting.
I don't fucking remember. They called me at like 7 or something, and I ended up talking to them almost till 11 o'clock.
So you gave them your phone number.
Yeah, they asked for my phone number.
So they have your phone number.
Mm-hmm.
God, you fuck.
Yeah. Well, I don't know nothing about any of this shit, bro. Initially, the person that reached out gave me the intentions that they were trying to help you.
You want me to give you some personal advice?
Don't be involved with none of this bullshit.
Not that. That's obvious.
The first
But like
time.
when you leave today, you might want to change your number.
Yeah.
It's going to cost $30, but it's going to save you a lot of headache. But so why did you feel the need that to put words in my wife's mouth? Because she's upset at you too right now.
Right. Well,
but like she's at work and she can't do nothing about it. But she's got to spend the rest of the day at work being upset.
I guess it's more like that. Like I said that I did say the first part there about our meeting at Walmart, but it was more me trying to be funny with the guys because they were, like I said, they were spinballing all of this shit about you and her marriage, yours and her marriage and shit. And plus, I didn't know I was being fucking recorded. So you can't be.
So you had almost 2 minutes of my wife. Because the way the video states is that you met my wife by herself at Walmart, which is correct.
Incorrect.
I was with her.
Yeah, you were with us.
And we talked a total of maybe a minute.
Yeah, a minute and a half, yeah.
And there's literally more time on this video of my wife telling you stuff
than happened, yeah.
Than actually
exactly.
Then the conversation happened. Because last time you came here, we were talking about you doing some work around the house.
Right.
To make some side money and help me out.
Right.
And I don't think she was here then either.
No.
So you've only met my wife less than a minute in your life.
Less than a minute, yeah.
Right. So, like, I just want to put that on the table because, like, to kind of prove, like, all that was fabrication.
I will, and I'll agree it was. I was, like I said, I was trying to be funny with these guys by fucking saying that shit. It wasn't funny. I shouldn't have said it. Like I said before we started this video, anything, because I did joke around about you a couple times in the conversation, but when you're with 4 people who are constantly doing shit like that, I was kind of doing it because, you know, that's the way the conversation was going.
I don't know what the last 2 minutes of this video holds, so let's go to that. But I want to ask you a question. Like, what do you think is going to be in part 2? Because I don't know.
No idea. It could be any fucking thing because we talked about Kyle, we talked about the PKA shit, talked about several videos that were out. There's tons of fucking shit. It's 4 hours worth of fucking conversation,
dude. Recently he's getting like bad shit because of some dick pic that he supposedly sent to a girl.
This is a PKA shit.
And he was like super uncomfortable about the whole fucking conversation. You could tell because like
they were asking me about
she was trolling him right in front of his face. It was
PKA clip.
It was kind of pathetic in a way, but I mean if you deserve it, you deserve it. Shit. But she was making light of the dick pics, but in doing so, she was like size shaming him, like right to our face. My wife would never say shit like that. It don't matter if I've got a fucking cocktail weenie between my legs. My wife, if you asked her, she'd be like, "Yeah, it's as big as my arm and I can't handle it." So,
my wife is very conservative Christian, and like the reason she didn't back me up was because it embarrassed her because like she wasn't brought up to talk about those kind of things.
Understandably.
Like she doesn't
conservative.
She's conservative. She doesn't like to. She likes to keep sexual things in the bedroom. Like she doesn't want it. Like she dresses conservative, that kind of stuff. And like, I was asking her to back me up because she knows firsthand what I have. Versus, but she was very shy about it, and that's what ended up happening.
And that was my take on.
I've caught a lot of flack for that from a lot of people. There's probably 500,000 worth of views of videos for that. All right, bud. Thank you for coming over.
If nothing else, you didn't ruin Jordy's life, but if nothing else, you guys succeeded in ruining mine. I appreciate it.
I mean, trust me, I'm gonna still get flack for this hard. Like, this is gonna follow me for years.
Nothing said in that interview was true. Not this interview, but that interview.
All right, bud. I'll see you out. But I woke up to this shit today, and I'm like, holy fuck, look at these lies. Like, it's all fabricated. All fabricated. And I believe, what I personally believe is there's a little bit of truth in both camps. I do believe they edited it, because I myself heard and seen 2 edits that were blatant in the video itself when I put it in the video editor. But like a lot of that's not edited together. Some of that's just him being malicious, in my personal opinion. Because he told me when he came over to look at the house, because he does general contracting stuff, right? He does like home repairs and things like that. That the trolls offered to pay him $300 for like pictures of my house, like the inside of it and stuff. And I believe that there was money that changed hands when he did that interview as well, but I can't prove that. Look at these guys lying. Your mom had him on the ropes with her questions. Yeah, my mom don't take prisoners. My mom is vicious. Like, people don't know my mother. My mother is a vicious, vicious person when it comes to this kind of shit. But I don't think there's as much editing as he's claiming there is, but there is some. Because I've seen two personally, but I didn't see very many of them. And like, I'm not trying to say I'm a professional editor, but I've done enough video editing to be able to see. But it's generally all slander. And like, I've confronted the guy. I showed you guys what I said to him. I was very professional. Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
That's right, fat boy.